Thanks for joining in. We'll get started soon. Hi, Wendy. Thanks for joining in.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you, Don. Yeah, I was reminded of that song from Mary Poppins, Chim Chimmery, Chim Chimmery, Chim Chim Chiru, or something like that. Yeah, Life of a Chimney Sweep.
Good morning. Well, good morning from Canada.
Good morning.
Karanbir,
From
you've
Pune.
had me thinking a lot about what you had to say yesterday and a lot of value in what you shared. And I've been thinking about how do we actually work that into the culture a little bit and not to get into it now, but the idea of local learning ecosystems, potential there to really have it become part of common knowledge and not forced on people, no coercion involved in it, the opportunity to learn about it as you're ready for it.
Thank you for that vote of confidence, Richard. We'll definitely take it forward. In fact, one of the conversations that kept coming up in a few of the events I attended was how the Learning Planet Institute and other organizations like that do have the numbers and the ideas, but not the centralized collaboration. So it's very distributed. So there are a lot of efforts and there's a lot of wastage happening. So the sustainability warriors are being unsustainable. So we need to
that's what the session today, where to from here, is all about, to address that specifically.
Wonderful.
How do we better collaborate to accomplish our goals?
Great. So I think we should get started. So welcome everyone. I'm thrilled to have you join us at the Learning Planet Festival to explore the transformative power of the satisfaction economy in learning. In the ever-surging capitalistic world that we all live in, focus on GDP growth and material wealth are common incentive drivers. Nonetheless, with global challenges such as climate change, inequality, and mental health issues arising, people start to acknowledge the need for an improved system. Among alternative economic ideological systems, the satisfaction economy shifts the focus from sheer economic output to the well-being and fulfillment of individuals within society. The ideas of this new system gain attention as more people and businesses recognize the limitations of traditional profit-driven models. Instead of focusing solely on economic growth, the satisfaction economy emphasizes human well-being, environmental sustainability, and creating long-term value for all parties involved. The four main principles of satisfaction economy are autonomy, impact-driven value, trust-based collaborative models, and holistic purpose and well-being. So think of learning as, the learning space as a vast ocean. Traditional methods are steering everyone in the same ship along a pre-charted course. What if instead we each had our own ship, navigating by the stars of our passions and guided by the winds of trust, purpose, and impact? The satisfaction economy invites us to reimagine learning as a personalized voyage where autonomy and meaningful connections propel us forward. Today, we'll get into the essence of satisfaction economy by understanding how principles like uh, autonomy, purpose, and impact-driven choices and trust networks can redefine learning experiences. We'll also look at practical integration on and by discovering ways to weave these principles into educational settings. And we look at real-world transformations, exploring case studies where these ideas have blossomed, both in enterprise and in learning. By embracing these concepts, we can turn classrooms into learning ecosystems where every learner thrives not because they're told to grow, but because the environment naturally fosters their growth. So, why are the principles of the satisfaction economy vital for contemporary learning practices? Imagine the traditional education system as a factory assembly line, producing identical products without considering individual nuances. In contrast, the satisfaction economy envisions education as a vibrant mosaic, where each piece, each learner contributes uniquely to the bigger picture, driven by their own purpose and the impact they wish to make. In today's fast-paced world, merely absorbing information isn't enough. Learners yearn for autonomy, meaningful connections, and the ability to make a real difference. Here's why the satisfaction economy matters. Autonomy sparks innovation. When learners have the freedom to make choices about their education, they're more engaged and innovative. Purpose and impact-driven choices fuel motivation. When education or learning is aligned with personal purpose and the desire to make an impact, motivation soars. Trust networks cultivate collaboration. Trust is the soil in which collaborative learning thrives. By fostering networks built on trust, we encourage learners to share ideas openly, support one another, and grow collectively. So embracing the satisfaction economy in learning isn't just an upgrade, it's a necessary evolution. Our learning environments become more powerful when enriched with these pillars of the satisfaction economy. Uh, this relevance is crucial for preparing learners to navigate and flourish in the complex world we live in today. So, satisfaction economy is modeled as a complementary alternative to our current money-based economic model. And it's based on four core principles: self-governance or autonomy, impact-driven or satisfaction-based value for trade beyond basic needs, trust-based interaction and systems, and relevant objectivity, currently to address personal, local, and global issues. It offers a causal approach that benefits us all to address the polycrisis we find ourselves in, a result of our socio-economic system. It could be considered as a panacea for all the ills that are a result of our socio-economic system and an expedited way to achieve all 17 SDGs holistically. Although the concept was not well received initially, over time, emotional reactions are now more logical responses with acknowledgement, application, and support growing. So, just to see the diagram and how this concept came about is from the deconstruction of the current socioeconomic paradigm and what breeds the polycrisis, what has led to it. So deconstructing that and creating the yin to this yang is what satisfaction economy proposes to do. So moving on to the theoretical foundations of satisfaction economy. To truly grasp the essence of the satisfaction economy, we have to dive into the theories and research that lay its groundwork. These foundations bridge economics, psychology, and education or learning, providing a solid platform for applying its principles in learning environments. So these are all interconnected, and they are through the principles of the satisfaction economy. The self-determination theory at the heart of the satisfaction economy is this theory, um, developed by, I believe, Edward and Richard Ryan. So self-determination theory posits that humans have innate psychological needs that, when fulfilled, lead to optimal functioning and growth. So, where autonomy comes in, competence comes in, and relatedness comes in. So the relevance here is that by aligning learning practices with these needs, we create environments where learners are intrinsically motivated, leading to deeper engagement and satisfaction. Then we have a hierarchy of needs, which outlines a pyramid of human needs, culminating in self-actualization, the realization of one's own potential. So the satisfaction economy addresses these higher level needs, esteem needs achieved through purpose-driven accomplishments, and self-actualization fulfilled when individuals pursue meaningful, impactful goals. The purpose economy. It emphasizes that people seek purpose in their work and interactions. The core idea is that individuals are motivated by the desire to make a positive impact on society. The connection you could consider is that satisfaction economy extends this to learning, where purpose-driven choices enhance motivation and satisfaction. Trust theories in social psychology. Trust is fundamental in building effective relationships and networks. The social exchange theory proposes that social behavior is the result of an exchange process to maximize benefits and minimize costs. Trust networks in learning environments encourage collaboration, knowledge sharing, and collective growth. Then we have the constructivist learning theories. Social constructivism by Vygotsky emphasize that learners construct knowledge through experiences and social interactions. So this is where autonomy also is built, where learners are active agents in their education. And within social interaction, knowledge is constructed through collaboration and trust. And then there's also the flow theory, which describes a mental state of complete absorption and joy in activities. So the relevance here is that autonomy and purpose-driven tasks increase the likelihood of experiencing this flow state, and flow leads to higher satisfaction and improved learning outcomes. There are, of course, other relevant researches and studies that are coming across. Just anecdotally, in a classroom where students chose community projects, autonomy, addressing social issues, not only did grades improve, but students reported a heightened sense of fulfillment and connection to their community. Of course, there are also humanistic economics that can be connected to this. But looking ahead, understanding this theoretical connection, it isn't just academic. This is a blueprint for action, where we can design autonomy, supportive learning. We can cultivate trust networks and align education with purpose. Beyond the theories, neuroscience support and research shows that purpose-driven activities activate the brain's reward centers more effectively than extrinsic rewards. Global perspectives within different cultures offer unique insights into community-based learning and collective well-being as well. So by embracing these theoretical foundations, we're not just enhancing learning, we are reshaping the future. So looking at the holistic learning approach by integrating satisfaction economy principles into learning environments, uh, it's like reimagining education through satisfaction economy. To enhance educational outcomes, we can infuse learning environments with the core principles of uh, the concept, which so think of education as a dynamic ecosystem. Each element within the ecosystem playing a crucial role. By integrating these elements or by integrating these principles, we cultivate an environment where learners don't just absorb information, but actively contribute to the flourishing of the whole system. So fostering autonomy in learning, empowering learners to steer their own educational paths. Student-led learning paths allow students to design their learning plans based on their interests and goals. This transforms education from a dictated itinerary into a personal adventure map, where learners choose their destinations and routes. Flexible learning environments offer varied learning modalities, project-based, experiential, online and or hybrid. This is akin to providing multiple trails in a park, catering to hikers, bikers, and explorers alike. Encouraging self-reflection through incorporation, by incorporating regular opportunities for learners to assess their progress and adjust their paths. It's like giving them a compass and teaching them to navigate by the stars of their desires, their aspirations. Embedding purpose-driven and impact-driven choices. We can do this by connecting to real-world impact through designing projects that address actual societal or environmental challenges. Personal meaning in learning. Help students identify how their studies align with their personal values and the broader good. Impact portfolios. We need to encourage learners to document projects and activities that have had real-world effects. These portfolios become living testimonials of their journey to make a difference. And of course, building trust networks through collaborative learning communities. We can foster group work that relies on shared goals and mutual accountability. Through mentorship and peer support, we can establish mentorship programs that connect learners with peers, educators, and professionals. Through transparent communication channels, promote open dialogue where ideas can be freely exchanged and feedback is constructive. Practical strategies for integration include impact-focused projects, service learning and social entrepreneurship, and global collaboration. So just moving on to a few case studies, illustrating the successful implementation of these principles in not just learning, but in a whole lot of other places. In analyzing successful models that align with the principles of satisfaction economy, authors often draw comparisons to the circular economy and the well-being economy. The circular economy, which is centered on sustainability and resource efficiency, has been widely discussed. Similarly, the well-being economy advocates for policies and practices that prioritize human and ecological well-being over mere economic growth. These models provide valuable case studies and evidence that the principles of satisfaction economy can be effectively implemented. Moreover, research has indicated that consumers are increasingly gravitating towards brands that prioritize ethical practices and social responsibility. Studies have shown that customers are willing to pay additional for products and services from companies that embody these principles. This trend is reflected in the rise of B corporations, which must meet rigorous social and environmental performance standards. So there are multiple case studies. Patagonia is a company that recently became a non-profit organization due to pressure to create short-term gain at the expense of long-term vitality and responsibility. Buurtzorg, the largest provider of home healthcare, does not have a hierarchy of staff, but rather allows their team members to make company decisions and create their own plans. Teams have no assigned leader. They make decisions by consensus. They hire and fire their own members. So these are studies from Harvard Business Review. There are real-world applications as well, which include community-supported agriculture programs. By promoting autonomy and collaboration between local farmers and consumers, strengthening community ties and supporting local food systems. The Well Building Standard prioritizes human health and well-being in building design. And other companies have adopted business models that align with these values and principles, such as Amazon, Apple, Zappos, Tesla, Netflix, Airbnb, Starbucks, and Disney. However, from that list, only Patagonia is a certified B Corporation. The B Corporation model allows for better collaboration as well, yeah. So now, bringing the principles of satisfaction economy to life in educational settings transforms abstract concepts into tangible results. Let's look at some real-world examples from the learning space. From education systems and approaches to schools and universities, there are examples of these principles being applied consciously and globally. From democratic schooling and unschooling to public schools adopting innovative approaches to deliver prescribed curricula and educational policies playing catch-up. One primary case study is of Finland's education system, where Finland has consistently ranked amongst the highest in global education systems due to its innovative approaches, emphasizing equity, well-being, and trust. So if you look at it from the perspective of implementation of the principles, teachers have professional freedom to design curricula. So there's autonomy, and students are also encouraged to take charge of their own learning. Purpose-driven choices, the curriculum includes phenomenon-based learning, where students investigate real-world topics holistically. Impact-driven choices, students work on projects that have societal relevance, aiming to contribute solutions to global challenges. And trust networks. This Finnish system is built on trust between educators, students, and society, with minimal standardized testing and a focus on collaboration. This has led to the students demonstrating strong academic performance along with high levels of happiness and life satisfaction. We can also consider the Montessori education system, which is child-centered, emphasizing self-directed activity, hands-on learning, and collaborative play. It also implements the principles of autonomy, purpose-driven choices, impact, and trust networks. Trust networks through multi-age classrooms, it creating a family-like environment. where older students mentor younger ones. Impact-driven choices, where there's emphasis on community environment, which encourages children to engage in activities that impact their surroundings. Similarly, there are many other schools that have opened up, many universities that are following these similar principles in their learning delivery. A good example is the Green School at Bali as well, which offers a natural, holistic, and student-centered education in one of the most amazing environments on the planet. And they implement, all the principles of satisfaction economy as well. Their students pursue individualized learning paths, exploring subjects that inspire them. Their curriculum emphasizes sustainability and environmental stewardship, so that's purpose-driven. Projects often address ecological challenges, which is impact-driven. And a strong community of students, teachers, and local residents collaborate on projects, fostering trust and mutual respect. So autonomy empowers learners. Purpose-driven and impact-driven choices connect learning to meaningful real-world applications. And trust networks create supportive and collaborative environments. These examples illuminate the transformative power of integrating these principles into learning. So let's move on to a short exercise. We'll take a moment to just turn the lens inward. Think about your current learning environment, whether it's in a classroom, a workplace, training, an online course, or even self-directed learning. Reflect on how learning unfolds for you or has unfolded for you in the past and those around you. I'll also share the link in the chat. Do reflect on each of these, on how, also consider your emotions associated with your learning experiences. Do you feel joy, frustration, excitement, boredom? Don't just try and identify surface level observations. Try and dive deep into how these principles affect your motivation, engagement, and satisfaction. Great. Thank you so much for your participation, everyone. I'll keep this going. Seems like our audience is purpose-driven, impactful, and I wouldn't expect anything less from this audience. So that's wonderful. Collaborate with peers, yes. So there's collaboration is that fosters mutual growth. Great, we've got some good collaboration going on as well. And awesome, where we've all got common ground, that's where trust begins. Thank you so much, everyone, for responding and for your honest responses. By trying to integrate this reflective exercise, we not only discuss the principles of satisfaction economy, but actively engage with them, making our session a living example of the concepts we're exploring. So, now that we've taken a bit of a dive into our personal reflections, I'd love to open up the floor to share our insights. This is a space where we can learn from each other's experiences and perhaps find common threads that weave our stories together. If anybody'd like to reflect on any of the questions, any experiences that you may have had that bring out the principles of satisfaction economy, you could probably start by sharing one key area where you see an opportunity to integrate the principles into your own learning environment. So yeah, I do think that you'd be able to start thinking on the lines of what kind of strategies can be applied in terms of these principles as well. So in this segment, we'll just talk about the practical strategies and techniques to seamlessly integrate principles of satisfaction economy into learning practices. So fostering autonomy, where we implement choice-based assignments. Choice-based assignments basically provide learners with options in assignments or projects. This would increase engagement and, of course, personal learning plans would enhance motivation. Self-directed learning modules would cultivate critical thinking and self-motivation. Embedding purpose-driven choices, which would be through connecting curriculum to real-life applications. For example, teaching mathematical concepts through budgeting for a community project. This would make learning relevant and enhance retention. Purpose mapping exercises would help learners identify their passions and how they connect to the subject. This would clarify the why behind learning, boosting intrinsic motivation. Guest speakers and mentors are also a good strategy for learning, where we can invite professionals and provide role models and real-world inspiration. Then, of course, integrating impact-driven choices can be done through community-based projects, service learning opportunities, and impact assessment activities. Building trust networks can be done through collaborative learning structures, establishing norms and agreements, and mentorship programs. And then, of course, apart from these, we have blended implementation strategies, which include project-based learning, learning circles, which are small groups where learners discuss topics deeply, share experiences, and support each other. And entrepreneurship and innovation labs, spaces where learners can develop and test ideas that have market or societal potential. And of course, there is possibility and room to experiment and a lot of room for feedback. So we'll open up to your questions now. We're planning, Stephen. Great. So if there are no other questions, we'll end this event. Just I'm just sharing a few links as well of satisfaction. Thank you all so
My pen
much.
is literally burning here with notes that are going in.
Thank you all so much for joining. Thank you for your dedication and passion. And I had this written down. It's stay inspired, stay connected, and keep growing.
Really enjoyed this, Gramber. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Okay. Great talk. See you again soon.